All right, let's do this.
All right. First question, how big was getting the win at Richmond and to know that you're locked into the round of 12 before this weekend at Bristol?
Oh, yeah, we had a huge weekend, to overcome, some of the different strategies and everything going on at Richmond and bring our car back home to victory lane was a big moment for us as a team. Very confidence inspiring. Gets us through that round and allows us to go to Bristol and just race and have fun, especially having won the spring race. We're coming into the weekend with, some huge momentum that we hope to capitalize on.
You guys had such positive reviews of your throwback car from Darlington that you're bringing it back out for a few more playoff races, including this weekend at Bristol. Why do you feel like it was such a hit with fans?
It's really clean. That car is just super simple. It was well done. And, sometimes we get away from things that we've done in the past and come back and revisit them and wonder why. It's kind of like a homecoming.
You mentioned the Food City Supermarket Heroes 500. In the closing laps there, Joey Logano and Chase Elliott tangled a little bit, and all of a sudden you saw the skies open up. What was going through your mind as all that was unfolding?
Just be in position. You got to be in position at the end of these Cup races, especially at Bristol. 500 laps. Some races are 500 miles, and you just don't know what can happen. But when you're in position, certainly it can sometimes be a good thing, and it was for us in the spring.
Your last three starts at Bristol, you've had a third place at the night race last year, a win, and a fourth in the All-Star race. Are you feeling like you're finding your groove again at Thunder Valley?
Yeah, the track had kind of escaped us here for a little while, and it had been really frustrating, just some bad events, some bad fortunes, some bad runs, quite honestly. But we seem to be in, finding our rhythm here.
Are you a fan of having Bristol in the playoffs, and do you feel it's fair to have it as a cutoff race?
Oh, I mean, a fan? Absolutely. I really like these playoffs this year. The schedule is, I think, the best playoff schedule we've ever had. It's got a good mix of short tracks, road courses, super speedways, mile and halves. It's the best balance I think we've had of a playoff race schedule yet.
So you've raced a lot at Bristol. You've seen normal Bristol. What do you expect for playoff Bristol?
Oh, those late race restarts. Look out. A lot of taking, not a lot of giving.
What about the final 50 laps? Do you think there's going to be a lot of drama?
I could see some aggressive slide jobs being thrown for sure. And, it's yet to be seen how that will end up.
How do you, with the traction compound in play, how do you prepare for the race? Does it kind of is that another variable that's thrown into the mix that kind of affects how you guys prepare or set up your car, or what you're thinking as a driver heading in with no practice?
Yeah, the track has seen so many changes over the last, 10 years, repaves, traction compounds, grinds. You just got to be on top of it. Your race prep has to be very solid when you come to Bristol, and you just never know what they're going to throw at you.
When you're out there racing in a playoff race, are you racing on just instinct, or are you kind of in your mind or in your head, are you thinking about risk reward if you're trying to make a pass or improve your position on the track based on the playoffs?
Well, whether it's playoffs or not, risk versus reward has to be on your mind at all times. And as a race car driver in motorsports, I want to win every race. Don't get me wrong, but that's not a reality. It's not always possible. And, sometimes you throw caution in the wind and you get nothing for it, and you have to be really smart about it. Sometimes you get a big payoff.
What about the pit strategy at Bristol, where pits are on both sides of the track? How critical is that?
It's interesting. It's one of the few tracks that have a pit road like that. I don't like it or dislike it. I just think it's one of the challenges that makes Bristol unique.
Do you have a favorite night race memory as either a fan or a driver?
Yeah, when I won my first race there, fall 2011 night race. Just an incredible night for me personally.
Speaking of the night race, there's been some talk about NASCAR's majors. Do you feel the night race fits in that group of elite races that, you know, and how important is the night race to NASCAR, do you think?
I've always viewed it as being on the fringe of being one of the majors in NASCAR. I've heard arguments either way, and I know it's a big win for me personally when I've won it.
Who do you feel like is the best driver in the current group for a track like Bristol, and who's the best at Bristol all time?
Oh, best at Bristol all time. We'll start there. Well, I think Darrell's got the most wins, right? It's hard to go against Darrell.
Yeah.
And if I was trying to say best right now, nobody's really owned that racetrack lately. Certainly Kyle's had some good runs. My teammate Joe Logano's had some really good runs. Harvick's ran well there. Hamlin's ran well there, but I don't really see anyone with heads or tails better than anyone else there.
There's going to be a limited number of fans at Bristol on Saturday. How cool would it be racing in front of fans with playoff atmosphere?
Oh, we're glad to have them back. Gosh, it's well deserved, and it's a long time coming, and we're super thankful to have fans back at our racetrack.
What is your approach to racing at Bristol, both from a mental standpoint and a physical standpoint?
Mentally, be there at the end. You know, you get wrecked out there, and you can wreck pretty easy at lap one. I'll tell you that. Got to be there at the end. The race is so dynamic; it'll keep flipping. Got to survive.
Do you feel like you guys having raced there in the Food City race and then also the All-Star race, now you get, you know, a little more comfortable with the track, having that many more laps on it this year?
Yes and no. I mean, the cars are always evolving and changing. The tactics are always changing, and the track itself changes so much that it's hard to get comfortable at Bristol.
Last question we have for you. What do you feel like you need to do the rest of the way in 2020 to be the NASCAR Cup Series champion? You've had a really good season. What do you feel like you need to do over the next few races?
Got to survive the next two rounds. Talladega stands out. Martinsville stands out. Those are critical races. And then we need to get to Phoenix and execute.
All right. Well, we appreciate your time, and good luck this weekend, and we'll look forward to seeing you out at the track.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.